Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and grand risings. I hope you guys can hear me and you will be able to see me. I'm gonna make sure I take myself off of any Bluetooth. Blessings, blessings, uncensored enlightenment talk family. Blessings, everyone. Grand risings. If you're up, just wanted to tap in with the family. Wanted to tap in with the Levi family. See how you guys were doing this morning. And just hit you with a little word of wisdom. You know what we do. How you say, moving with grace? That's what we doing. Moving with grace. So you like us, I'm gonna always say it. We are in rare times, and it's not rare. We have been in this spot in history before, and as you see from my title, change is gonna be driven by the people. Change is going to be driven by the people. Today I am at a convention, a trade show about government procurement. I have learned a lot about or been learning about government procurement through the federal means as well as the state means. And as you see right now, we're in a situation where there may be or alleged room for discrimination to happen when it comes to government contracts and things like that. But I want you guys to know that where there's a will, there's a way. There are things that's happening on a federal level that is not going to totally affect us on the state level unless our state representative actually go with that type of status quo. So keep that in mind that you do have opportunities on the state level to get things done as a small business owner, as well as there are many resources in a community level where your particular county. So I'm here in DeKalb County. That's part of Atlanta, but it's the outskirts. So I'm dealing with Fulton County, DeKalb County, and I'm looking to work with Clayton County to provide some different services that I offer. And today I was talking to the tax commissioner here in DeKalb County. So, I just love to pick people's brain and learn about the system or how to approach the system. So my question to her was asking about how do we bridge the gap between the community and not just DeKalb community. We're talking about the people of communities in the municipality. Her first response to me was basically the tax commissioner is there to make sure that the taxes get paid, and that is her role and their role. And I'm like, okay. When I talk to the tax assessor office, they usually say, hey, well, we don't make the rules and regulation. We just implement it so we can collect a tax bill and get the tax bill to you guys and, process your exemptions and things like that. So I said, okay, usually we're pushed to talk to the tax commissioner. Now, this is with any county. This is not just a DeKalb. So I'm trying to get a understanding of a systematic approach of how to bridge the community and the government because there's a severe disconnect. So she was saying, this tax commissioner basically saying that we get our rules from the representative, the Senate, your elected officials. So the first thing she said say to me is, you got to go talk to your elected officials about that. So I'm like, how do we mitigate the tax rate? What is being trickled down to the people? The first thing they usually say is attend the meetings, go to the board meetings. But as what we learned with Dalton and Thornton and many other municipalities, that the working class, which is us, probably 40, 50, 30 years old, we're busy. We can't attend these meetings, so it is good that a lot of these meetings are televised. They're televised for us to watch our board members of different sectors make decisions about what's going on, where money will be allocated. But as you see with Dalton and Thornton, we have learned a lot about how these things were pushed through without us being actually part of the decision process. And that's happening all over. So she's saying, well, you got to go to your state representative. State representative, as an example, Napoleon Harris, when we talk about Illinois and we talk about Dalton and Thornton Township, he is a state representative. She's saying, hey, look at what they're pushing through. What are their agendas? And that's what I say to my family in Illinois. What is the agenda of our elected officials? I.e., example, Napoleon Harris has a really big foot in the government out there. So what has he actually passed through? So one of the things that my favorite fave, she had sent to me when I was doing my research on Napoleon earlier, was basically that Napoleon was pushing bills to help park and recs, planting efforts, other efforts that it's nice for agriculture or government official, but I didn't see more community based programs or efforts being made. And I have to go look. So a lot of, well, when we talk about Illinois, a lot of, they say get to know your representative. I'm going to put that in our community page. You can see what your representative actually voted for. Look at the trends of what they voted for. That's why I was a little skeptical of Mr. Harris, because when I looked at his trends of voting, it wasn't really community based. They looked at like they were something for the community, like a park or a tree planting things. I'm being fictitious on the actual bills that he sponsored, because I don't know them off the top of my head. But those bills are not totally community based. So that's how you get an idea of what your state representative is actually, their agenda. Does that make sense? So she's saying, hey, go to your state representative. Now we get these people in there for 3-4 years, and then they are lobbied. They are pushed through when they're campaigning by private entities. And that's what actually governs their approach to community-based solutions. So we have to decide how we're going to pick our public officials, as well as utilize our online resources. Because as I was telling her as well, what are you doing to push this information out? Oh, we're in session by April 5th. This is when all of the bills are going to be in front of your legislative bodies on the state level, and then that get disseminated down to us. Y'all have to the 5th. How do we know that? Oh, we push that information out all the time. We have it on our websites. We have it on Instagram, Facebook. So we do, as a community, have to go in and take accountability for the information that's out there and start to get it out. So I said to her, okay, cool. This is what really hit me when I know it's the people, not versus the government, but it's going to be the people who actually correct the government. This is what she said. I said, okay, you are a government official, and you don't seem worried about the tax rate, about how much the property taxes are in DeKalb. And it doesn't, I didn't say it in that manner, but it seemed like she had a disconnect. Because I said, what would happen if you can't pay your taxes? And she said, oh, I'll always be able to pay my taxes. I said, well, what happened if you lose your job, your government job? This is what I'm saying. Then you're going to be a regular person like me, like us. You seem like you're not regular, like you're not connected, but your taxes go up just like us. She did highlight that a lot of representatives that are in these boards or on these positions out here, for say, don't even live in the county. So the ones who actually are responsible for hiking up the tax rate and coming up with the spending plan, they're not even residents of DeKalb or Atlanta. So they don't see from the inside how it's affecting us. So you see what I'm saying? That's why it's good to have our elected officials that live within our county. And then I was talking to her about bridging the gap of education. You know, like, okay, for instance, I was talking to a gentleman who they work with the roads and bridges, and they're looking for people who could help maintain the cars and the road, things like that for government cars. So I'm like, okay, how do you hire the youth? How do you hire the people who are not well informed about this or educated? Like, for instance, I got a 21-year-old. He's in the middle of everything. He don't know if he's gonna do HVAC, don't know if it's electrician or now it's brokerage, whatever. But how do you bridge that gap with our youth who's broke and need to make money? And you say, hey, go to this particular entity and get into school. Okay, now we're taking in more loans, we're paying more money, and we don't have money. And you have the youth who have been brainwashed by social media to say, hey, money's right there. Hey, we could be rich. Oh, this. So how do you bridge that gap between this generation who've been taught that everything is instant gratification, and then you say, hey, you got to go to school, be broke, and go through this? That means that we have to have school-based business programs where we have the incentives as business owners through these government contracts, and maybe state based or community based, that's going to allow us to teach and hire at the same time. Does that make sense? I'm like, okay, so what are you doing to build bridge that gap? So these are some of the conversation I'm having with these people who are in these positions. So I'm like, today I wasn't even gonna come here. I actually was like extra sleepy, and my alarm went off. Was like, just go. I'm like, what can I get from here? What could I give? Because I'm really not in a position to give or receive right now because I'm kind of in a gray area. But having these conversations with these elected officials or people who work for the government, I think I'm opening up ideas as well. Because, like I said, you can't just tell a youth go to school and they broke as hell. They're going to choose to make the money first. And then they're going to get caught in this rat race. You see what I'm saying? Where you're applying for mediocre jobs and not having the actual training. So it's building the training and the business at the same time, as well as realizing when I talk to her, what I realize is that the change is going to come with the people, period. This is why what you saw in the last Thornton meeting where the gentleman was talking about, oh, I'm a tax expert, this, that, and the third. And he was talking about consolidating the school boards from the 300 or whatever to 50 to one, get more control, budgetary control. But that is a coalition. That is a regular person coalition. So what I'm saying is that we're not going to be able to change anything by putting our power into the government's hands. Point blank, period. You can vote for whoever you want to at this point, but if that person is not totally aligned with what's going on in the community, and or they're outsider, and or being lobbied by outsiders, getting money, like an instance, you have Keith Freeman. He came into bringing an idea to bring in a business into Dothan. But we don't know nothing about that business. We don't know nothing about what it has to offer to the people. Would it actually mitigate some of the joblessness out there and the educational barriers? But you got a person like Keith Freeman, for example, he's lobbied, bought and paid for. That's how he got into his position and getting connected with a Hingyard. He came from the outside. Does that make sense? So coalitions start with inside of the community. You take your specialty and you move forward with it and you branch out. That's why I said we all have our own sector. That gentleman was like, I'm a tax expert. And it's like, how do you go from taxes to the school board and wanting to consolidate it? But there was a bridge. He understands it. He understands payment of how taxes work, the levies on us, and how it gets outrageous. So he takes that and move forward, and he's seeing how we have to consolidate the government when it comes to the school board in Dothan. And that's the same thing that Thornton, I think that was a Thornton meeting. That's the same thing that we have to go here. So I'm like, how do we do this here? She was basically saying, well, basically 70% of your taxes. She said the same thing. Most of our taxes is going to the school board, and our school boards are not doing anything but looking pretty. Having these big, absorbent, beautiful buildings and facilities, and our kids are not being taught. We got 30, 40 kids. Oh, I'm blowing it up. At least 30. 25 kids to one teacher and one teacher assistant. And they all have their different learning curve, learning abilities. How is these things being addressed? We have to address it. So in these next 4 years, we're going to see a lot of changes. And I'm going to be honest, the prophecies of this is that the nation who has been suppressed, the one who tried to disconnect us from who we are as a nation and who we are from our history, we're going to be the ones that comes up as that subgroup and actually put this together. As you see, we have our counterparts with it, which is, I'm going to say, white America, that's coming to say, hey, segregation is not going to work. They ready to fight and protest for us. So what we have to do while they're sitting there to go bring that business to their brothers and sisters because it's bullshit, and we don't really care as Black America, we have to put our coalitions together. Go to these trade shows, make our connections, get to know people, figure out how to build alliances, and then start to bring what we need out to the forefront. Because like I said, oh, you just got to go to your elected officials. Yeah, who are they? How did they get there? Were they bought and paid? And do we know? We don't know. So I was saying a lot to her of how you do it, how are you building the gap, the bridge? But it's how we. All right. Yes, I'm sorry. It was no signal because my battery went dead. So I'm letting my phone charge back up. I do apologize, guys. I got disconnected. Um, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Just a few comments down there. I'll just hit back up before I get into my commentary real quick. Waiting for my phone to charge it back up. We have like one more hour at this government procurement. Um, session, so I'm going to be talking to a few more people at the tables, getting to know them, just seeing what resources that I can get and connections I can make. You know, when we do go to these type of programs. Hold on one second. I'm gonna take my make sure y'all can hear me. When we do go to these type of trade shows, I'm gonna tell you one thing where I fall at. Even when I meet people, I don't stay connected, and that's what we have to do. We have to stay connected, guys. Especially to those people who are introvert, outroverts like me, who are comfortable being home, doing everything at home, minding their business. You gotta get out. We gotta get out and meet people. Um, I did see something in the comments that caught my eye. This is Chris. He said, just complaining. Chris, you're talking to a tax clerk on how to bridge the gap with education. Why not talk to a nail tech about war in the Middle East? So, Chris, that's what I'm saying. We have a bunch of ignorant people, and I'm going to call you Chris or Curtis. You're ignorant because you talk to people who are in the inside, so they can give you their insight. They may have resources that you don't even know of, so it's good to talk to anyone that has some type of knowledge or inside connection. So that is a lot of what you see on the internet. A lot of people who have a lot of talk, but they're not ready to put that to work. You also have people who say like, okay, we got infinite system. They put go Trump. This broadcast has nothing to do with him, but if we do talk about it, you done lost your mind to say go Trump and he's dismantling this whole system that's literally affecting you as well. DEI is for people who have disabilities, disadvantage, and don't think black means disadvantage. The system has tried to cripple us, period. By what he's bringing out right now, he's showing you the people who are full of hate, because us black people, we already knew this system was rigged against us. And every time we talked about it or said oh, you're being a victim, you're complaining. I don't fall for that manipulation and the gaslighting. We know that our people have been stolen and brought into this land to build up a nation that won't even give us our recompense. I don't care if that hurts people feeling. It really doesn't matter at this point, because how boisterous and nasty and disgusting that our government can be towards us, and Elon and all of them are showing it and saying it, we can say what the hell we want. Come with the nonsense, and black people, we're going to come correct right now. We're not holding no more punches to be politically correct to a system that hates us. Do you understand how serious it is for me to spend over $70,000 on my career as a nurse, pay all my student loans back, have no debt with student loan, and don't want to work in the industry because government has fucked it up? The regulation has fucked it up. Do you understand how terrible that is? And then you have people have the nerve to talk about we're complaining. And yes, you're damn right, because we put our tax dollars in. I should be able to go talk to any official, anyone who works within our government anywhere, and receive information and resources. Plain and simple. You have to start somewhere. So some of the people, like I say, when you come in this chat, come with some common sense, because I'm going to check you. And I definitely understand that Grace is not scared of color. I'm not scared of white people. I'm not scared of other nations. And that's what makes me strong. That's what makes me who I am. And my people love me, because y'all try to put this over us to shut us up. And you're not going to shut us up. That's why we're here. That's why we're pushing right now. We're not going to take no more shorts from you guys telling us what to say, how to say, or where to go. We're going to continue to do what the hell we do, because we're pretty much sick and tired of it. We're pretty much sick and tired of it. Even if we would have chose Kamala, or we would have chose Trump, we're fucked up in the game. We're messed up. All of the resources that was going to minority bases been going to other nations. We're not beat no more to play your manipulative games. So we're going to be out at these trade shows. We're going to be starting our business, continue to do what we do. We're going to take our black dollars, take our dollars, our minority dollars, and put it back in us. Y'all done fucked up. Y'all done fucked up by letting Trump come out and say this shit. And then you think that you're going to come in and black people comments and tell us what to say and how to say it or what to do. You're done. That's why I walked away from nursing, because I'm not going to let you manipulate me into the pits of hell. The systems that y'all have made is obsolete. The systems you have made, we know that is against the people, that it's only about bringing profit-driven margins to y'all boards. We're not playing that shit no more. Don't come in my chat talking about Trump nothing unless you're coming for the fucking people. Don't come and tell me who I should talk to or who I should not talk to because you feel is unfit and you're not doing anything. We're not here just talking anymore. This platform is not just about talking. As you can see, I'm not a content creator. I don't understand how to do this. Literally, I'm not an activist. What is it called? I'm an advocate, and we need more advocates. Advocates get things done. We don't just talk about it. We don't just complain. We share resources. We give information. We can make connections. We unite. And that's what this platform is about. Now, if you keep hearing me talk about our black people, you're damn right, because we're in the middle of the center of attention. We always been. We've been in the middle of adversity since we came off these fucking ships. Okay? Okay? I'm not gonna play any more games with you guys. This is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get real. So everybody who can do, say, and move, do it. You're important. We need black coalitions all over. And when I say black coalitions, it's not, and it's so sad that I have to say this, because us as black people, we still just accept everybody. We accept people who got that soul to be invited to the kitchen, to the cookout. So just know that when we say black coalitions and black things, when you got that heart of God and you know what's right and you know the book, you're welcome. To the people who feel like, oh, the divisiveness, we're being divisive, when y'all actually started this shit and we're finishing it, take a whole glass and shut the hell up. Because people like me, we're not taking it anymore. Fuck you and your corrupted politics. As I said from the beginning, I got a few more minutes and I'm going to go back in there and start meeting more people to get educated. From tax commissioners in person, from people who are over the procurement and different government, different government entities or sections that make it help. You start somewhere. So that person who was in my chat saying, oh, it's like talking to this person. You can talk to anyone. You can learn from a baby. You got to be open for knowledge. And stop thinking that you know it all. You don't. And stop thinking that you know what our people go through, because you don't. Stop talking for us. Stop trying to tell us what we are. You're a victim. No, we're not a fucking victim. We're talking about what the fuck you did. And then we're going to figure out what you did and how to fix it. We're not victims. And you're going to hear a lot of it from us. Reparations, you damn right. We do deserve it. Oh, don't fucking talk about that. But the Jewish, the replacement of the Hebrews, those Jewish people got money from the Holocaust. Yeah, I said it. But as soon as us black people, don't you say it, y'all got us fucked up. I'm going to be honest, y'all got us fucked up. Y'all thought that we was going to keep on paying these taxes and doing things. We're going to find who is who, what is what, and we're going to fix it. Or we're going to get their ass out of town, just like we did with Tiffany Henyard. Do you think what we went through with Tiffany Henyard and all the people from the outside that were fighting, learning about the government, about the mishaps of what she was doing was for no reason? No, it's because we're going to take that and implement it in our own communities. That's why I'm here. So as I say, it's not complaining, and it is not putting on the backs of our government, but you owe us. You collect our fucking tax dollars and then say we don't pay taxes, we go into jail. What do you mean? Stop complaining. You owe us. The money we put in that pool is supposed to go back to us. And then you talking about discrimination and segregation. Segregate the fucking taxes. Segregate the taxes of the black people. Make us pay differences. It is, you know that they put these laws in place so we can have equal opportunity, because don't get it fucked up. Let me tell you this. Black people don't fall for it. Don't only think that the DEI was for us. It was for people who had disadvantages. When we came out of slavery, we were the top hireable. We were the top skilled. Yeah. Off. I'm going to keep yapping because you don't want our people to know that. We were doing better than the people who enslaved us. And they needed DEI because they were underserved and underdeveloped. Now, let me say that truth, where DEI originally stemmed from. The degenerates, after we were released out of slavery, that couldn't even do what we did. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Thank you, Ronnie. Because this is truth. It's real. The negative comments is the people that don't want us to say these shit. Those are the people that want to keep us suppressed. And not knowing that they suppressing their damn self. Because when this system burns, you're going to fucking burn too, because we all got our own soul path to meet the Most High. Plain and simple. And we're going to get back to that, because all roads leads to what you have done. What side of history you're going to be on. Where your soul going to go. Oh, I'm just living and living, and I'm going to be happy. It's a soul. It's intuition. It is a consciousness. And that consciousness has to go somewhere. This body is a vessel. Let's think a little bit deeper. So keep thinking on the lines of separation that you're better because you got a color, because the system was rigged for you. You're going to have to pay for your penalty. That's why we have our Caucasian brothers and sisters that came from the Shemitic bloodline that they won't tell you. You came from Shem too, but you wasn't the chosen people, Esau. And we fucked up too. As Israel, we was just tricky and doing stupid shit. I'm not going to go down that path. But we both came from Shem. And they don't even want you white people to know that you came from the Semitic bloodline too. And you have to repent for what you have done to us. This is a white man's nation. This is a white man's system. I said it. That's why they want me, how can I say, censored? Because I'm going to say the real shit. I was that nurse that was saying the real shit. How are we giving them medicine and they getting more sick? I said this in nursing school, and I had to take a whole glass and shut the fuck up because everybody was like, oh, boy. I said, but this medicine do this, and then it makes this happen, and it gets worse. Then we got to get medicine for that and monitor. How are we healing? And then I had to shut the fuck up because if I didn't, I wasn't going to get through. If I kept thinking how I was thinking and not just absorbing what they wanted me to think, answer the questions they want me to answer correctly, get in so I could survive, take care of my family, and thrive, and get into a career that I thought that God wanted for me. I had to just get in and get down to a system that's killing us. Universal health care? You don't even want universal health care until we get a universal health care system that is adjacent and aligned we're actually giving us life, healing us. The fuck we gonna do with a universal health care but continue spending millions of dollars just to sustain illness and cause other ones? You see why I walked away from the bedside? I knew what the hell was going on. This shit disgusts me every day. But I let God work through me and say, God, be here with whatever changes I can make. Every life that I touch every night, if they put me in front of 8 patients or whatever, at least let me be a changing conduit in them so they can take over their health and know that they are in charge of their health, that you don't put it in the arms of the system, the doctors and the nurses, because you're just a fucking number to them when you walk away or when they walk out your room. And that's the same way that the system look at us. Now, that's real. walking and talking with grace. I just had to keep it real. So, I don't know. That little negative comment got me a little riled up, but I'm not worried about it because I know the message that I'm delivering, people need to hear it. Get up. Stand up. Don't give up the fight. You have to start coalitions. When you say coalitions, they're like, oh my God, there's terrorists. They put certain words and certain phrases in certain categories to make you uncomfortable. Get a coalition together. Get a group together in your community and focus on the agenda and crush it. It could be agenda of mental health awareness and healing. This weekend I'm going to a wellness convention. I'll probably go live and show y'all that. So now I'm going to start on Sundays because I was working with a Hebrew brother and it kind of went to the far side. But we're going to do healing walks. I'm going to meet. If it start with just me walking in a park I think I'm going to do once a month, start every other weekend possibly. And we're going to do 5-mile walks, healing walks. What is that? Where you walk and you heal. You walk and you talk to whoever's, with you. And y'all talk about life and you breathe and you pray to whoever you need to. And it actually helps. The stress of walking and exercising is just like, it does the same thing to your cells as fasting. So you start to relieve some of the stress just by working out and talking at the same time. So it's called healing walk. I did this last year with a Hebrew brother, and it was really good. By the time I got back from my 5-mile walk, my legs was hurting so much. I was thanking God for the journey, for me accomplishing that, and then I knew pain. I knew struggle in the physical. And I'm like, damn, you could get through this. Determination. So it was so many things that I had learned in that little healing walk. And it was free. And it would just put out an email, say, hey, yeah, I'm having these healing walks every other weekend at this park. Meet me here at 10 a.m., 5-mile journey. We walk there, walk back. Play music, play healing music. What I did was listen to the word. I was listening to the Bible stories as I walked, even though, I had other people walking around me and things. You could get into your own zone. This is what I'm saying. Get something and crush it, because obviously you see our system is not going to do shit for us. They're not going to do, they're trying to take the fucking Social Security away that we paid for. Even before all of dismantle of the system, they said that in our kids' generation, my son is 21, that they will have a problem collecting Social Security because there won't be enough people in the workforce. Why is not enough people in the workforce? Because we're not training them properly. Also because of the mental fuckery from online. Get rich. It's easy. They even have trends now where they're making it cool to live in your damn car. Trends. That's fucking up our mentality. We got to get a grip, and we're going to do it through us. So it is 11:34. This thing is over. Oh, that's my time, y'all. 34 is my number. And I have to go back in. This is over at 1. There's a few more tables that I want to go to and meet people. I'm actually in the state of Georgia. I'm in Georgia. I'm in the Atlanta area. I'm outside. I volunteer. I'm volunteering at the library because I love books. Look, you know what came in my head? I love y'all. Reading Rainbow song. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Shut up. So because I love learning, documentaries, books, I said would be the best place to go to the library, volunteer, give them my services. I educate on real estate, alternative ways to invest in real estate. It's not just telling you go to foreclosure sales, deed sales, tax lien sales. I'm talking about the mechanism of doing your due diligence and learning how to be safe, giving these tools down to your family. Like right now, my son getting into brokerage. He's also wanting to get into real estate, and I'm talking to him about due diligence. Just little things. Like, you go to the recorder's office and you could look at all of the deeds. So while I was doing my live about Hinyard and I'm talking to him about it, I'm showing him, like, look at this property, look at this. So now he's starting to see right through the registry, this is how deeds recorded, this is how liens recorded. Teach your kids. Talk to them. Involve them. We have to pull them in. Nobody's going to save us. And that is what my platform represents. If y'all have not seen it, it's about the empowerment of you. I don't want nobody to follow me to the pits of hell or wherever I'm going. I'm not going to hell. But I like nursing. I like real estate. I like my own shit. Y'all don't need to follow me to that. I need you to follow yourself to your liberation. Because I told God plenty of times, I said, yeah, God, when I get there, I want to get there by myself. We're going to have to pull as many people as possible. So he said, this is what you do. Touch and go. Touch and go. Every night when I touch the patient, I touched and go. Touch them somewhere in their heart and they love, and they remember me. And I keep it moving. Don't be mad if I don't remember y'all names. I love y'all. I'm getting better. But if we can kind of think in that capacity where we can touch and go and we don't have to suck the life out of people and they owe me and this, that, and the third, we'll be more collectively sufficient, separately and together. Does that make sense? Because I'm kind of a separatist. Does that make sense? Because, you know, people do categories. I like my own thing. I like my own space. I don't like a lot of people all in my stuff, but I like to deal with people. So you have to mesh those personalities together to allow people to liberate themselves and still be united. So that's probably the people that I'll probably be more geared to talk to, and they understand me more because they're like, yeah, I'm a dolo. I kind of stand out. I got my own style, my own thing, but I still like to help and be out with people and then pull myself back. And that's how I am. So I hope with this conversation, I kind of got y'all thinking, moving. I got y'all, picking up some torch and moving forward with some shit, period. Last but not least, I want to say shout out to my favorite fave, one of my favorite faves, Miss Cara. Miss Cara has been doing her thing since before y'all even knew it. Before Alexis was unalived by the murderous cop we'll be talking about this weekend. She owned autism clinics. She had 3. She put in the work. When I met Cara, I was so like, how can I say? It was admire, happy, sad at the same time of the situation. You know why? Because I said as a black woman, you had 3 autism clinics, and she had to have, guess who she had to have work for her for it to be successful? White clinicians. Because once they saw a black leader, it ain't good enough. They found a problem, this, that, and the third. Yeah. Even when we started, they found a reason. That's the red lining. That's the gentrification. That's the underlying tone that y'all said don't exist. Why this woman had 3 and had to have the director of her autism clinics be white. And once they found out it was her, yeah. Why do I have an online tax lien course and I invest in tax liens and deeds? And when it gets down to the situation, I represent my business as I work for my business. Why do I have to represent my business as I work for my business? Why is it more safer for me to put my business in a trust or have a lawyer represent me that's Caucasian and I could be more prosperous? Why is that? Tell me I'm tripping. And I can still smile. We can still smile and laugh at this fucked up ass system. We're going to win. We're going to win. So all the people that's aligning against the segregation, you're on the right side of history. You're going to see a lot of black businesses. We're going to thrive because we love the fact of what you showed us. Now is no questioning because we some crazy black people. Black people, we crazy. We like our oppressors. Yep, I'll say it. We stupid to a certain. We like it. We want to be with them. We want to be with you. We stupid. I'm sorry, but since you own the system, we got to get down and play down. But at this point, since you showed us you don't like us, and we don't have no question, no, oh God, let's forgive, because we've been trained and it's in our DNA. Because we embed the Holy Spirit in us, not saying that y'all don't. We do this shit. We get smacked in the face and come right back.